And also the deep irony of he's saying Iran is working with Al-Qaeda. This is at the same time that the U.S. government has been giving arms and money to jihadist elements on the ground fighting the civil war in Syria.
Wait a second. Okay. So, Kyle, if you understand, again, this is a criticism I have for the United States government as well, for arming some militias against Assad who ended up having ties to Al-Qaeda, and the ties were so apparent that they were just Al-Qaeda, okay? But hey, Americans in the live chat, Matthew, you're an American. Your government funded Al-Qaeda after 9/11. Hey, congrats, right? So after 9/11, your government knowingly used your tax money to fund groups against Assad that it's an understatement to say they had ties to Al-Qaeda. They were just Al-Qaeda, just like it's Al-Qaeda with a paint job and just rebranding it. And U.S. government like, oh, you're against Assad? Here's some weapons, yay! Guys, I don't know if Americans know this. The people that did 9/11, after 9/11, American government gave them money and weapons and resources after 9/11. Okay, so yeah, that's screwed up, and I agree with you, Kyle, on that's messed up. But if Kyle can comprehend how mortal enemies like the United States government and Al-Qaeda, there are at times how they use each other against another enemy, so you can see, Kyle, it happens. Okay, it happens. Okay, these are enemies, and one of them is using the other one against another enemy. Okay, so if it can happen between United States and Al-Qaeda, why is it possible? Why is it incomprehensible for you for that to be able to happen between Islamic Republic of Iran and Al-Qaeda? Your government is capable of funding groups who are responsible for an attack on its soil, like on the greatest attack since Pearl Harbor on its soil. Your government is capable of funding the groups that is associated with that group. So if your government is capable of doing that, you think it's beyond imaginable for the Islamic Republic of Iran to do such a thing? Wait, you guys, Gustav, you haven't been paying attention at all. It's not, oh my God, Gustav, you're so out.
That's not my opinion. We have General Petraeus on the record saying, let's arm Al-Qaeda because they might fight ISIS. And of course,
yes, exactly. The Islamic Republic of Iran might have done the same thing, which seems like they have. They're like, let's work with them because they might fight Assad or Americans.
Of course, they also wanted them to fight.
Same logic applies to the Islamic Republic of Iran. The same not logic. I mean, okay, it is logic, but it's not humane. Okay, this is evil. But the same thing can apply to the Islamic Republic of Iran. The same thing that your government is doing, Kyle.
Fight Bashar al-Assad.
Oh.
That's not me.
DTR is telling me the banner is still on. Thank you so much. Wow, DTR was the only person that told me that. Thank you, DTR.
Saying it, the freaking Daily Beast mainstream publications reported that General Petraeus and elements of the U.S. intelligence and the U.S. deep state and the Pentagon, they were saying, let's arm Al-Qaeda because they could be our ally. What does that sound like? That sounds exactly like the 1980s with Ronald Reagan when they were fighting the Soviet Union in Afghanistan.
It's actually even worse. Okay, Kyle, I agree with you, but you're doing whataboutism. It's worse because when Reagan did that, the Mujahideen... Okay, hold on. This says
1980s with Ronald Reagan when they were fighting the Soviet Union in Afghanistan.
No, it's not like that. It's worse because the Mujahideen didn't attack the United States. Okay. It's worse. It's worse. It's a lot worse. Okay. If you want to be anti-United States government's policies on this, I agree with you, Kyle. Okay. It's worse than what Reagan did because the Mujahideen never attacked the United States. And now you're funding people who attacked you. Yeah. Now you're funding the people who attacked you. This is way worse. Okay. So yeah, you want to call that out? Be my guest. I'm going to call them out as well. But you're doing whataboutism. You're pointing out how the Islamic Republic of Iran could be doing dangerous things in the region. They do a lot worse things without Al-Qaeda than they potentially are doing with Al-Qaeda. But you're doing whataboutism. You're like, oh, but what about United States? It did this and did that too. Okay. But stop defending the Islamic Republic of Iran. God damn it.
Let's arm the Mujahideen. And then eventually the Mujahideen broke up, became the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and we had armed our enemies. We had provided material support to our enemies, the people who went on to attack us. So talking about the alliance between Iran and Al-Qaeda, which doesn't exist. Meanwhile, the U.S. has aligned ourselves with jihadist elements, not only in Syria, but we give multi-billion-dollar weapons deals to, Mohammed bin Salman and Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
As they're carrying out a genocide in Yemen.
Yes, he call all of that out, but this is whataboutism. Come on, every time the Islamic Republic of Iran is being called out, he has to bring up the crimes of the United States government and the crimes of Saudi Arabia, which you should do, but everybody should bring those up, but don't use them as a distraction for what the Islamic Republic of Iran is doing. God damn it, man.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think is on the ground fighting the Houthis in Yemen?
God damn it.
The Shia Houthis. Who's fighting the Shia Houthis?
He's so pro-Shia.
Sunni militias. Who are the Sunni militias?
He's going to say Al-Qaeda and Saudi Arabia.
Let's think about that one. Al-Qaeda.
Okay.
So we're providing arms and money and support to Al-Qaeda on the ground in Yemen, on the ground.
Well, the way United States supports the fights against the Houthis is through Saudi Arabia, which is not Al-Qaeda, which is worse than Al-Qaeda, but that's not Al-Qaeda.
In Syria, as he pretends like there's an alliance with Iran and Al-Qaeda, when Iran's been fighting Al-Qaeda.
Iran has been fighting Al-Qaeda and using Al-Qaeda. Okay? Just like United States, just like you admitted yourself. See, but Iran has been fighting Al-Qaeda. Yeah, but you just said that your government has worked with Al-Qaeda. So but what if I came into you and say but United States has been fighting Al-Qaeda. So Kyle, if you think just because Iran has been fighting Al-Qaeda, that means they have never worked with them, then you just destroyed your own argument. Because I could come and tell you every time you're like, oh, we funded Al-Qaeda, we funded them, I could come up to you and say but United States has been fighting Al-Qaeda because they have been fighting Al-Qaeda. That doesn't negate the fact that they funded them somewhere else. Kyle, this is way out of your league. You have no idea and you act like you know what's happening in the Middle East. You don't know what's happening. And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy of where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free, it's not even promotion, it's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.